On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And thank you for joining us on Obituary Airlines.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
My iPad.
What was that?
My iPad. I squeezed it.
Yeah, don't squeeze your iPads. Please put them on airplane mode.
Yes.
For the duration of this flight. We're looking at about probably an hour and 22 minute until we reach our final destination, which is the grave, honey, because we're all on our way, and every day we're inching closer and closer to them throwing the dirt on our coffins.
Oh, on our cars, on our Corvettes, our convertibles, honey.
Or our ashes, just spreading them.
Oh, honey.
Honey, next time, keep it up. And the next time you're spreading them, it's your ashes, okay?
It's your ashes. You know, actually, I've been helping my parents like clean out their house. And I've been taking a bunch of stuff to the Goodwill.
Uh-huh.
And my dad, I spent the night there. My dad woke up in the middle of the night, came down to my old bedroom and was like,
he's such a character, by the way.
I know. He's like, Madison, I just woke up. I can't sleep. You didn't happen to donate my mother, right? And I'm like, no, I didn't donate your mother. Yeah, mother. And he's like, okay, I just don't want the cops showing up. Like, if there's ashes at the Goodwill or whatever.
Girl, if you've ever wondered where your OCD comes from?
Oh,
it's that man right there. He's up in the... Bill was laying there in the middle of the night. He goes, cops are coming.
Cops are coming. fully. And
well, wait, hold on. We need closure. Did you donate your grandmother?
No. And I keep telling him, I'm like, let's put her in an urn. She's like in a box and she's been dead for 20 years. And I've had birthday parties for her. Like, there's
You
pictures.
should put a little party hat on it.
Danielle and I had a birthday party for her one year. Put a party hat on her. I have pictures. I'll find them.
Oh my God, please.
Yeah. So I moved them downstairs to his office because.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, we need to put her on, like, give her a little respect.
Give her a little razzle dazzle. My great grandma Lil, who is in this picture behind me.
Let's give it up for the background.
I added some stuff to my little wall. I did. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see. But that's a family portrait. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe we can put it. I'll send Austin. I'll send you a closer one. You can put it in the video. But my grandma Lil is in there, and that's her family in 1900.
Oh my God, I love. I can't see it either, but I love.
Okay. It's there, I swear.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know. I can't see the camera. So I don't know what anyone's seeing. But she was the same situation where at my grandparents' house, they had one of those formal dining rooms formal dining rooms, but also a formal living room, which was all white. And you do not go in there unless it's Christmas.
Right.
Or like if company came over, maybe we're having hors d'oeuvres and drinks over there. But
Did they plastic wrap?
No
Okay.
plastic wrap. And I remember there was a cabinet in there and there was like a box in it. And I remember we were kids like playing around and my grandma's like, oh, that's my mom's in there. Like, say hi to Grandma Lil. So then every time I'd go over to their house, obviously because I was weird, I would like go in there and I'd like open it to see if she was still there. I'm like,
yeah.
No idea what happened to her.
Oh.
I have no idea where she is.
Maybe at your local Goodwill.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Cops are coming.
Cops are coming. I know.
Yeah, but it is so funny. Like I've told you guys before, like my parents' house, the fire mantle is a graveyard. It's a cemetery.
Yes.
There is so many, you've been there. There's several urns on that sucker. And some are in the garage because they're not allowed to be in the house. Because not everybody got along. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. We have our own ideas and plans for that world, but hopefully we'll have a solution for you guys one day. But I think urns should absolutely be displayed, or at least be put in an urn. I mean, I feel like a brown box is so blasé.
So not her either. Like she had this sometimes, like if you ever see me wearing a scarf, like not like a winter scarf, but like a scarf,
like an
a pretty
ascot
silk
kind of thing.
Yeah, it's most likely hers. Like she was so fashiony. So
what was her name?
that was Polly. Her real name was
Polly.
Ava, but everyone called her Polly.
What was her personality?
She was a tough cookie. She was my dad's mom. My mom's mom, I was very close with. She was Frances. She's who came through during like the psychic. But this grandma was a tough cookie. She was She was a nurse, and I didn't know this, but at the time, like way back in the day, if you wanted to be a flight attendant, you had to be a nurse. So she was a nurse, and then she was a flight attendant. Met her second husband, who's my dad's dad, that way. Her first husband flew into a mountain and died.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yes.
And then second husband, my dad's dad, was also a pilot, but he flew like those stunt planes, and he crashed all the time, but he didn't die.
Survived, yeah.
Yeah, so she was a tough cookie. And even the psychic was like, did she live far away from you? I'm like, no. And he's like, was she kind of distant? And I'm like, well, she was just tough. She wasn't like the grandma. She wasn't like my mom's mom, who was like, was so grandma-y. And he's like, yeah, she's acknowledging that was just how she was. Like, she was no bullshit. But she was very intuitive, like knew what was going on. So I think she'd be pissed off that she's in a box still.
Oh, well, we got to fix that.
I know, not in something glamorous.
Grandma Lil had lost her mind. And she, most of my memories with her are at the home that she was in. But so fun because they had a parlor there with a popcorn machine. I loved that.
My great grandma, the one that lived till 107 or whatever, she lived in an assisted living like when she was 102,
Yeah.
And I remember going there because I was a teenager, and I loved it because they had a vending machine with cigarettes.
Oh, fun. Back in the good days of America.
I know.
But I loved to scare my grandma Lil. This woman was in her 90s, and I loved to I loved to go hide and just pop out and scare the shit out of her. But she loved it too. And I would always have to give her a massage, and she'd be like, "Oh, I'm in heaven." She'd say, "Oh, I'm in heaven." Just
massage her back, or
yeah. And she loved like powdered donuts and just was living that life.
My kind of girl.
Well, God rest her soul, she ended up having a little rendezvous with another man in the assisted living.
Is this the teeth?
Yeah.
Please tell me.
And I don't know if I've told this on here, but
I love it so much.
They found her teeth in between his bedpost and the wall at the assisted living home. And she came out and she said, yeah, I slept with Jerry Garcia. She thought it was Jerry Garcia. And we're like,
I didn't know that.
Love it.
God love her.
It.
Good for her.
Something funny happened at her funeral too. I think like a vase like flew over or something, and everyone laughed. Like that's so her personality. And she was probably the first funeral that I ever attended.
Yeah. Was she your mom's grandma?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So my mom's mom, which
Yeah.
like mom's side of the family, I feel like you're always closer to.
Closer
You
with,
see those
yeah.
memes where they're like, "Oh God, I just realized I'm gonna be the dad's side of the family." or whatever. Not our kid. It's gonna be. He's gonna have a lot of questions. Is what he's gonna have. Okay, he's gonna be
confused. Okay.
Where's my mom? None of your business.
She went out for milk and never came back.
Okay, wait. I want to get down to business because I have an Am I the Asshole, and it has nothing to do with the show, but my jaw was on the fucking floor, bitch. I was like,
Okay.
this is
I love it.
crazy.
Okay.
It says, would I be the asshole for suing my friend when she didn't come to my wedding?
Suing?
Me.
Okay. You.
Okay. It says, I, 25 female, recently got married to my 25 male husband in Bali, Indonesia in January. It was a destination wedding, but my parents and his parents paid for their own plane tickets and hotel, but we paid for our friends' plane tickets and hotel stays. Each plane ticket was about $2,000, and the hotel was about $150 to $300 for a week. My friend, Gemma, brought along her newlywed husband, John, but he paid for his plane ticket. The problem is that Gemma and John did not show up to my wedding. So she paid for their hotel.
Okay.
And a plane ticket.
And plane ticket, yeah.
Gemma took the free plane ticket to Bali and the hotel room, and when I asked her why she didn't show up, she said since they couldn't afford their own honeymoon, this was a perfect opportunity, and that Jim decided he didn't feel like going to the wedding. I was really hurt by this since Gemma and I have been friends for over 10 years. Would I be the asshole if I took her to small claims court for the money I spent on the plane ticket and the hotel?
Sue the fuck out of her. Fuck that. That is crazy.
We
it's
couldn't
not a
afford
gift.
our honeymoon. It is a gift in a sense, but it's a gift with under the premise that you're coming to my wedding. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, I'd sue her. What does it say? Are people like, yeah, sue her?
Well, okay. I haven't. They wrote an update and it said, I messaged Gemma per multiple comments advising me to invoice her for the plane ticket and hotel room, but I did something a little better. I wanted to get proof, so if I had to go to court, it would be easier to win, so I messaged her this. Hey, sorry for being so distant, but I just wanted to talk to you about Bali. I'm hurt that you didn't show up to the ceremony. I pulled a lot of strings to ensure that you could come, and then you didn't show up. Did you think I just paid for the trip so you could honeymoon with John? She replied, I've missed you a lot, and I know the trip was for your wedding, but John didn't want to go because he felt like your wedding ruined the illusion of the trip being our honeymoon, and that you'd understand. This delusional bitch. I replied, no, I don't understand. You took advantage of me and that's not what real friends do. So I'm sending an invoice for $2,387.53 for the cost of the plane ticket and the hotel room. I will give you 30 days and after that, I will take legal action. I received no response, but she's been posting subliminal quotes on Instagram that are along the lines of entitled friends and having snakes in your life. Thanks for all the verdicts and help. Not the fucking asshole. Sue her into the ground. I'd sue her for double for just the annoyance of it all.
Interest. Yeah. That is so fucking wild. Imagine if I was like, sorry, Cisco and I just wanted our own time and where your wedding is. You know, like, thank you so much for the hotel room.
This is very, like we are doing our wedding somewhere and we got the hotel for everyone. And so if you came and we're like, we're just going to actually do our own little staycation. We never get time away. Girl, there'd be a grenade in your mouth.
Yeah.
I would kill you probably.
I know.
Off the record, just kidding. Don't ever use that legally.
People are nuts. People don't know how to act. I don't get it. I will never, ever forget when I was in high school, I let a girl borrow my purse. Uh-huh. And it was when...
Oh, I know this.
I will never forget it.
She's still mad.
It was when like Rachel Zoe and the Olsen twins, and it was like big purses, like big slouchy.
Do you remember what
purses.
Purse it was?
I was like from Urban Outfitters or something.
Okay.
And I remember my friend wanted to borrow it. And then I remember she returned it to me with rips in it. And I was like, what happened? She's like, oh, her boyfriend at the time, they got into it. And she's like, so I just dragged it the whole way.
Girl,
Are you kidding
I'm going to
me?
grab your hair and I'm going to drag you.
Now the person I am now, I would probably knock somebody out. Then I was like high school, like, okay. And just talked behind her back. Crazy.
Can you imagine? It's just the level of delusion you would have to live in to think like it's kind of our honeymoon. Would
the
somebody
level
else
of like, what? Huh? Oh, you're mad?
And it would be a bitch like that to go on fucking Instagram and post a quote that's like, in life, you'll learn that your circle gets smaller and da 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 da. Yeah, your circle getting smaller because you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. People don't know how to
Or like,
act. Yeah.
You never really know when someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Oh,
it's
God.
like, girl, but you already know, we talk about this all the time. I love a call out. Sure. I can't stand a big post like goes on their stories and posts like da 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 when it's clearly directed. It's like everyone sees what you're doing and you look insane.
I know.
Okay. And then the second one, you and I are dog lovers, so we're going to have bias. But it says, am I the asshole for refusing to comfort my friend after her dog died?
Yeah, I'm going to hate this person. Okay.
My friend, 22 female, told me that I, 23 female, was heartless and cold because I didn't validate her feelings. I've never been good at sympathizing with people. I have zero patience for what I consider self-pity and victim mentalities. Maybe a part of it is what I went through, a childhood full of literal torture, and it made me feel independent with my feelings. My friend called me after her dog got put down, and I expressed minimal condolences. She told me she didn't want to talk about it and asked about the huge opportunity I had gotten the same day. I told her after some pressuring, but she failed to show much excitement. She was more upset that she couldn't go to the event because it's private. After the call, she texted me and apologized, saying she's a burden. She feels like she's failing because she wants to be the person that makes my day. I told her that's a ridiculous standard. She started saying she's starting to think she had a bad childhood because of abandonment issues, and I'll admit that comment hit a nerve. She had a normal upbringing besides divorced parents. She told me she's venting because her dog's death brought it out, which makes no sense to me, but okay. And then she asked me to be extra nice and requested to send her some comforting text while she was taking a nap. I was also asked to be gentle towards her and baby her. I told her that I was sorry about her dog, but that I wasn't going to write long affirmations or validate her feelings, especially while I'm at work. She told me I was a heartless person and seemingly cold when I refused, which I feel like is not true. She seems to think I should lie to make her feel better. So am I the asshole for not validating her feelings or comforting her fully?
Oh, okay. So this sounds crazy, high maintenance, weird friendship. Are they in a relationship? What is going on?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, are we getting relationship vibes? What's going on? Both of them are crazy, and here's why. The person writing this is crazy because they are cold, and I'm sorry. A lot of people have a shitty childhood. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have horrendous, horrific things happen to them during childhood. At a certain point in life, you've got to buck up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The irony of the person writing this saying, I hate a victim mentality, and then going, I'm just tough because I had a tough childhood. It's like, girl, oh well. So did a lot of people. And you don't get to treat people bad just because you had a harder experience, in your opinion, than what someone else had. And discounting their parents' divorce, because some divorces are amicable, but even in the best case of divorce, it's still hard on a child.
Yeah.
And so fuck you for that. And then the friend, they're crazy for saying, I need you to send me some comforting text and go easy on me and send me some.
Wild. Stop
being friends with this person.
I know. Totally. It's like, you can't make somebody be who you want them to be. Like, you just can't.
No. So
yeah, they both need, I think, therapy in different ways.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if it's not therapy, I know some people don't like traditional therapy and stuff, but it's like you've got to do some self-work at some point, or at least take some accountability at some point in your life and be like, hey, just because I had, like my dad died when I was super young. I never used that as like everyone else had a leg up because they had a dad,
Right.
And look what happened to me. Now I'm gay with a podcast. So.
Oh, see, there you go. What's my excuse?
Well,
who knows?
Honey.
But the whole time I'm just thinking like, God, that dog's probably relieved. Like,
Get me out of here.
Get me out of here. This is the owner. That dog has
Woof.
trauma. That dog is like, fuck, my upbringing with this bitch? This is my mom.
God. We're the assholes. Okay.
Oh, well. Oh, well. Okay, I want to get into my side bitch, but I saw while I was scrolling yesterday and I just screenshotted it. Complex posted on their Instagram. A family in Stanger, South Africa arrived at a Capitec bank branch with the body of a deceased relative amid an alleged funeral policy dispute. According to Taurus Medical and Security owner Nikesh Hublal, the body was inside the branch in a body bag while officials and security managed the situation outside. The incident led to the temporary closure of the branch as a crowd gathered. Reports suggest the family was asked to provide proof of death and allegedly returned with the body. There's a whole picture. We'll put it up.
I love that personally because
it made me think of the episode that you did a while ago about like how hard it is to fucking prove somebody has died.
Well, that, and it also reminds me of the episode where we talked about the person who they did like the Weekend at Bernie's situation where they brought their relative, but at least these people weren't trying to make it seem like the person was still alive.
No, they were like, you guys are probably giving them a hard time. I mean,
and so they said, I'll bring the fucking body. I'm on their team.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more at Verizon, at 24-Hour Fitness, at, all these places that make it so incredibly hard to cancel any type of membership.
That's where you bring the urn.
Yeah. Totally.
Here they are.
It's like on like DoorDash or, any of those. I'm like, oh, my food never showed up. Oh, okay. Or like, I have an item missing. Okay, can you provide a picture of it? I'm like, what the
I've sent pictures of
nothing.
Sent pictures before of nothing before.
Yeah.
Like I've taken a picture of a plate. Like, here it is.
Yeah, here it is. Not there. What the fuck? Crazy.
Oh,
God.
I'm up first this week, which means that you should have a little side bitch for us.
I do. And actually, speaking of dogs, this isn't for a dog, but you'll see. You'll see.
But she sure looks like one.
Ooh, she's a bitch. This is from the Evening Star. Thursday, November 17th, 1887.
My stripper name.
The Evening Star. Oh, I love that.
And welcome to the stage, Evening Star.
Woo!
Da-dum, da-dum.
I want to be Twinkle Moon. An evening star.
Austin put cricket noises.
I want to be Twinkle Moon. An evening star. Fuck you. A victim of hydrophobia, Charles Canavan, who was bitten by a mad dog on October 8th and was taken to the Chambers Street Hospital, New York, suffering from hydrophobia, as stated in the Star, died in the hospital on Tuesday. Morphine was administered, and it somewhat deadened the pain in the sufferer's throat, but the constant convulsions could not be stopped. His limbs twitched every few minutes. Then he would become violent. At intervals, he was perfectly rational, and during one of these spells, he begged the doctors to put him in a straitjacket. Death was due to asphyxia and heart failure caused by convulsions and fixation of the muscles of respiration. The dog which bit Canavan also bit a man in the leg and a boy in the hand.
Damn, every dog's got its day.
Yeah.
What's hydrophobia?
Hydrophobia literally means fear of water, but this says is a classic late-stage symptom of human rabies. caused by severe painful throat spasms when attempting to swallow. So that makes sense. That's kind of crazy.
That is crazy. I learn something new every day.
I know. True.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I think I'm ready to tell you what had me spinning in my coffin this week.
Okay. Can't wait.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Well, girly Geoffs, I'm sure many of you will agree. I know you will. Nothing will make my stomach drop more than when someone's like, oh my God, you know who you look like?
Oh God, that is the worst thing you could say to me.
The worst?
Because I'm going to Google it and I'm going to spiral.
We're gonna look it up.
And we're going to go, oh, yeah, I can see it.
Oh. I've had some fucking gnarly ones. I remember back when I used to teach classes, this girl was like, oh my God, you look just like my friend.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my God.
No.
And I was like, oh, show me. Because, you know, what else do you say? She shows me and I'm in front of a whole bunch of people. I'm like,
oh, don't show me unless they're on the cover of Vogue, honey.
Unless it is the most beautiful person. I don't want to hear it.
I know. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to think about it.
I've been with you. I remember we were actually together on Halloween one year. And
I know,
and she's like, I thought you were my friend. Da da da. We looked and you were like,
oh, and you were, I think you were trying to be like, I don't remember actually. I don't know if you were like, yeah, I could see it. Or if you were like, no, girl. No.
Who do you get told you look like? Is there anyone that you're like, oh, I get that one a lot?
Not anymore. I don't know. Who do you think I look like?
It's different. I've known you through so many different looks.
I know. True.
That's what makes it hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you with so many different styles. I don't know if there's anyone that I think you look like. Why are you laughing? I've said Kelly Clarkson in the past because there's been times you look like Kelly Clarkson.
I've gotten that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
The one
Marilyn Monroe, honey. Ooh.
People always say I look like.
Not Cindy. What's her name? Cindy Crawford.
That's it. That's the one.
That's the one.
I always get that Carrie Elves. I forget how to say his name. Wesley from The Princess Bride.
Oh yeah, that's a good one though.
But
oh, you think I look like Kathy Griffin now?
Just in that one picture. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about doppelgängers.
Okay.
And
how does that relate to the show?
Well, by definition, Madison, a doppelganger is an apparition or double of a living person. And
oh, shit.
There's a ton of tie-ins to the show. Get fucking ready.
Okay, wait, I'm so
you
excited.
And your doppelganger. Sometimes a doppelganger can be a nice thing. For instance, the champ had met with our psychic shortly before we went to a friend's wedding in Texas.
Okay.
And Felix, the psychic, told the champ, you are going to see a woman there who... she's not going to be like facing you, but you're going to just see her out of the corner of your eye and be like, that looks exactly like my mom.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We went to the wedding in Texas. Fully happened. The first night we were there was a woman there. He's like, oh, that lady has my mom's hair. And we were like, looks like her.
Weird.
I know.
Okay.
But other times, doppelgangers can be absolutely terrifying.
Okay.
And I actually remember when I was little, I had a dream about my dad, my stepdad, Chris, that he had an evil twin named Dan.
No.
And I will never forget it. In the dream, I was like wrestle fighting Dan because he was just evil. Yeah. My stepdad's the nicest guy. And
he's the best.
My dad's the best. But his evil twin Dan, not so much.
Maybe that is why he is the best, though, because he has an evil twin, you know?
Yeah, he got the good side.
Yeah.
The word doppelganger comes from German, doppel meaning double, and then ganger meaning walker. So literally it means double walker.
Oh, scary.
And in European folklore, seeing your doppelganger was considered to be one of the worst superstitions, like supernatural signs that you can see. Because in certain cultures and traditions, people believe that your double is your soul walking outside of your body. And in some cases, people think it's actually a demon that's walking next to you, like getting ready to take over your body. Which is scary.
That's really freaky.
I know. In my coffin sweater, we're going to hear about some historical figures who allegedly had run-ins with doppelgangers, and then some stories I found online from people with their own horrifying true stories. But first up, we have the Lincolns to talk about.
Okay, I know that Mary Todd, she liked all the psychic stuff.
Yes, as we know from several episodes in the past, Mary Todd Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's wife, was a huge fan of spiritualism and just part of that wave that swept America at the time. And she even had a run-in with famed spirit photographer who we had a call back to recently, William Mumler, back in 1872, when he took a portrait of Mary and you could see what appeared to be the spirit of Abraham Lincoln standing behind her with his hands on her shoulders. However, now I'm wondering, was this his spirit or simply his doppelganger? Or a secret third thing, which is nothing because we know spirit photography has been debunked. But I'm going to say, for the sake of today's episode, that this was Abraham Lincoln's doppelganger because apparently he did have, it's historically recorded, a run-in with a doppelganger.
Oh, okay.
This is from an article on history.com. Quote, by the time of his 1864 re-election, deep lines etched Lincoln's face and heavy black circles underlined his eyes. During his years as commander-in-chief, he had slept little and taken no vacations. There may have been more to his sadness than he would ever admit. Lincoln dreamed of his own death. Ward Hill Lamone, a close friend of the president's, wrote down what Lincoln told him on an evening in early 1865. About 10 days ago, I retired very late, the president told Lamon. I soon began to dream. There seemed to be a death-like stillness about me. Then I heard subdued sobs, as if a number of people were weeping. I thought I left my bed and wandered downstairs. I arrived at the East Room. Before me was a catafalque, on which rested a corpse wrapped in funeral vestments. Oh, around it were stationed soldiers who were acting as guards, and there was a throng of people, some gazing mournfully upon the corpse, whose face was covered, others weeping pitifully. Who is dead in the White House? I demanded of the soldiers. The president, was his answer. He was killed by an assassin.
Whoa.
So that gives me chills because that was recorded before, or that was recorded to a friend. So this is like something Lincoln, that happened to him before his death. He literally predicted his assassination.
Wow.
But listen to this. The article goes on to say, quote, it was not the first time Lincoln saw his own death. Soon after his election in 1860, he'd seen a double image of his face reflected in a mirror in his Springfield, Illinois home. One was his real face, the other a pale imitation. Lincoln's superstitious wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, did not see the mirror images, but was deeply troubled by her husband's account of the incident. She prophesied that the sharper image indicated that he would serve out his first term. The faint ghost-like image was a sign, she said, that he would be renominated for a second term, but would not live to complete it.
Shit.
On April 14th of 1865, President Lincoln was shot by a Southern sympathizer, John Wilkes Booth, in the back of the head as he watched Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater. He died at 7:22 the next morning on April 15th of 1865. So that first story was just him having a dream about it, but then he did have this real life instance where he saw his own doppelganger in the mirror and told Mary Todd Lincoln about it, and she reported this.
Weird. Okay.
Isn't that creepy?
That is creepy.
Like, imagine your husband coming and being like, I saw.
Yeah, like an image. Yeah. I mean, I love that she was into spiritualism and took it seriously because I feel like a lot of people would be like, okay, You're going to the asylum.
You're going to the psych ward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fully. Totally. Okay. So another famous instance involved none other than Percy Shelley, who we've talked about a ton in the past as well. And his wife was, of course, Mary Shelley. Mm-hmm. Percy died in 1822 in a horrific drowning. And the story on that is he and this other guy named Edward Williams were sailing on Percy's new boat, the Don Juan, for a meeting. They departed on July 8th after the meeting to return home when they got hit with this huge storm. And then a couple days later, Percy Shelley's decomposed body washed up on a shore. This was 10 days later. It was just in super rough shape. And I think they only identified him because of like articles of clothing that were still on the body. Prior to his drowning death, it appears he had a premonition involving a doppelganger.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly, he told his wife several times about seeing his own doppelganger. Like this had happened on multiple different occasions. Like Lincoln, he had seen a different version of himself, but it wasn't in the mirror. It was out just walking around. And right before he drowned, he told his wife, Mary, like 3 weeks before he died, he tells her that he saw his doppelganger and that this doppelganger actually came up to him and asked him, "Will you ever be content?"
What?
Yeah. How crazy is that?
That's freaky. Okay.
I mean, they were probably drinking some crazy shit.
Totally.
Back in the day. But like to see your own self come to you, crazy. The only time I've ever seen myself was like when I had a really bad acid trip.
Oh, I've never seen myself.
It was a doppelganger situation.
What was that situation?
I was like 13. I took too much acid at a country fair. And
you saw yourself?
Oh, next thing I know, my body disintegrated into the ground and I'm in a cave and face to face with who but me, you know?
No. So, okay.
I belonged in an asylum after that. But yeah, so I mean, that was just literally a couple weeks before he died, which I just think is so crazy that he had that. And it was kind of like prophetic also, like it's coming up saying, "Will you ever be content?" And he's go out, take his new boat out for this meeting. And crazy.
Okay.
My grand finale, before we get into some real stories, is Catherine the Great.
Okay. Love.
Do you know anything about her?
Nothing. Oh no. What?
She's wild.
Oh, shit. Okay, tell me.
There's so much weird shit around her, girl. I can't wait. Okay, I just got excited. So she was Russia's longest standing female ruler, and she served from her husband's death in 1762 until her death in 1796. And one night in 1796, she woke up in the middle of the night because one of her servants like shakes her awake and is like, "Oh my God, wake up, wake up, wake up. I just saw you. I just saw you elsewhere."
What?
Yes. So Catherine the Great, she gets out of bed and she's
Where is she?
No, literally. It's like, "Take me to her. I want to see her." She goes into this room and there sitting on a throne is her fucking self. Okay.
What?
And it's just sitting there very calm and like not doing anything. And Catherine's like, "Get her, like shoot her," orders her to be shot. And apparently, allegedly, they shoot at the apparition. We don't know what happened after this, but we do know that just a few weeks later, Catherine the Great died of a stroke.
Okay.
So that's the story there. But this is all Wikipedia. I went on like a Wikipedia deep dive on her because there's a whole thing dedicated to weird things about her life.
Okay.
And like a whole separate page for her. And I know Wikipedia is not the most credible source, but for this portion of it, I have to share it. It said, quote, "Several stories about the circumstances of her death at age 67 in 1796 originated in the years following her death. An urban legend claims that she died as a result of her attempting sexual intercourse with a stallion. The story holds...
Oh my God.
The story holds that the harness holding the horse above her broke and she was crushed to death."
Well, good. Serves her fucking right.
But that is such a popular urban legend that it has its own Wikipedia page. And then there's another rumor that she died while she was on the toilet. They said the toilet seat broke underneath her, which I guess is partially true. She did collapse in the bathroom from a stroke, and then she died in her bed a day later.
Okay.
But then there's something called the erotic cabinet.
Oh, no.
And it says an urban legend states that an erotic cabinet was ordered by Catherine the Great and was adjacent to her suite of rooms in Gatchina. According to said urban legend, the furniture was highly eccentric with tables that had large penises for legs. Penises.
I've seen like a replica of one of these tables.
Have you?
Yes.
It says penises and vulvae were carved out on the furniture. The walls were covered in erotic art, statues of a naked man and woman inside, and some versions of the legend state that some erotic artifacts from Pompeii were even brought into Russia to augment her collection. There are unconfirmed reports of photographs of the cabinet. The rooms and the furniture were allegedly seen in 1940 by 2 officers during the Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union. But even if that were true, the rooms and furniture seem to have vanished since then. But
she's a freak.
She's a freak. And I love it.
I love it too. Imagine working for her. And like, you know.
We got to bring the fucking baby oil to Kat's room.
Oh, no.
Kitty needs her oil.
Kitty? Oh, God. I just can't get over the like. If someone woke me up and was like, hey, someone's in the house and it's you.
I'd scream.
I know.
I'd be like, tell him to leave. That's none of my business, actually. I don't even
Two
want to
of
see
me?
it. But I thought it was interesting that several instances they died just a few weeks after seeing their doppelganger. You know,
It's like an omen or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
I'm just going to share 2 real life stories or instances from just the people on the internet. An article came out on ranker.com, and I think this was shortly after that documentary came out about those 3 brothers, the 3 Identical Strangers documentary. Remember that one?
Yes, that was great.
And so one of them says, quote, late at night, I usually go to my bathroom multiple times, but for the past 4 days, every time I go to leave, I can see myself still standing in the mirror from the corner of my eye.
What?
It's like the other me is watching me leave the bathroom. It terrifies me to the point where I almost run out without looking directly at the mirror. I never told my husband because I didn't want to acknowledge it out loud. Earlier today, I took a nap in our bed while he sat in the chair next to it watching TV. When I woke up, he told me he saw me sit up and crawl backwards to the edge of the bed and stand in front of our bedroom door from the corner of his eye.
Oh, God.
He thought it was weird I got up like that because I'm in the last month of my pregnancy and I can't move well without hurting. So he tried talking to me. When I didn't answer, he looked at the door to find me not there and still asleep in bed. I got really creeped out and I finally told him what I've been seeing in the bathroom. He thought it was creepy as well, but didn't want to really talk about it anymore because he thinks it will give whatever it is power or energy. I have no idea what it wants or why we've both seen it. Girl.
What the fuck? The recording thing just went, and then it said trying to reconnect. That was so weird. It probably picked it up in the headphones. Swear to God.
We rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Yes. Amen. That was fucking weird. It went, I just heard, yeah.
We rebuke it.
Rebuke it, girls. Rebuke it. Rebuke it.
And then there was another one about a husband who said, my wife said she saw me standing in the kitchen doing something while I was actually at work at the time.
Oh, God.
She initially thought I had come home from work and was worried. And then the figure of me apparently vanished, which was even more upsetting. No other occurrences before or since then. That just something about seeing a doppelganger, that scares the shit out of me. I'll tell you what.
That really is scary.
The bathroom? I'm not going to be able to, and I don't want to look in the mirror in the bathroom.
I know. It's scary. God. Or if I saw like Cisco out of the corner of my eye crawling around. Are you kidding me?
I'd say get the bug spray, honey.
Get the bug spray pronto, honey. Little roach.
Scary.
God, that's scary. I didn't know doppelgangers are freaky. And I know that there's like stories of doppelgangers from the 1700s, like you see that, but like I didn't know the folklore and how freaky they were.
Scary.
Really scary. Love it though.
Oh, bitch, you scary.
Oh, bitch, you scary. Oh, bitch, you scary.
Oh, bitch, you scary. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Put it in the title.
Title.
All right. Well, we're going to take one more quick break. And when we come back, Madison's going to tell us what had her spinning in her coffin this week.
All righty.
We'll be right back. And we're back. And I'm Spencer Henry's doppelganger.
Oh, no. Oh, no. We could blame anything bad on our doppelgangers. It wasn't
That's
us.
what we should start doing. Oh, my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What is happening?
Slid, girl. Madison, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Oh, girlies. Well, this week, what had me spinning was something that, Spencer, you and I own, and we should probably be wearing at all times. Can you guess?
What? Okay, wait, hold on. We own it. We should be wearing it at all times.
Yes.
A restraint?
Yes, it is. It's a
leash.
straitjacket. A leash, yes.
A straitjacket. Oh my God, yes, we do own straitjackets.
I know. And I figured we've done deep dives on hysterics, on hoop skirts, on corsets, on lobotomies, all which kind of intertwine, to be honest, that I can't believe we haven't done like a comprehensive history on a straitjacket. So that's what I did. Okay, I didn't know this, but I've been spelling straitjacket wrong my whole life. I've been spelling it STRIGHT, like straighten you out jacket.
Well, that's actually straight. You forgot the A.
Oh, STRAIGHT.
Is it STRAIT?
Yes, meaning like straight and narrow, tight and restrictive.
Like restraint.
Yes. And yeah, not meant to like straighten you out, but to restrict you and to make you feel small. So that's why it's spelled like that. I know. So in all seriousness, like, well, I guess I'm totally like politically incorrect because when I think about a straitjacket, I'm like, I think of the movies, I think of Harry Houdini, I think of Crybaby, or even like Hannibal Lecter, like, oh, that's a bad boy.
I think of this.
Like, I think of like a bad boy, I don't know. And I know that's so fucking.
I think of an insane person. I mean, I've been restrained.
Even hogtied.
Hogtied girls. It's another story for another podcast. Okay.
Yeah. But one day we'll talk about it.
Oh my God.
However, they're so fucking barbaric now that I know the history. But I found this very interesting. So straitjackets were first introduced as a way to reform the real barbaric treatment of people in asylums, which feels so unsettling that a straitjacket is a form of reform. But in the 1700s, we know back in the day that people who were considered mad were institutionalized, and you could be institutionalized for, a whole slew of reasons.
Yeah.
However, people weren't just, institutionalized and rehabilitated. They were, as we know, fucking treated horribly. And one of the oldest and most infamous mental hospitals is in London. It's called Bethlem Royal Hospital. And the nickname for this hospital is called Bedlam because Bedlam means like, I think like chaos or like tragedy or so, it has like a bad meaning. So the nickname was Bedlam. But this place was wild because it was a hospital. But I didn't know this either, that a lot of these mental hospitals were tourist attractions. So like me or you or people of the public could go and pay money. It was like a donation to the hospital and you could walk around and you could
just look at people.
Just look at people. It was founded in 1247 as like a small religious, it was like a monastery, but even smaller. But then over the years, they started caring for the sick and the poor. And then in the 1400s, they started taking in the insane. And, you know, I say that in quotes. There's a lot of things that we don't say anymore, but for this coffin spinner,
Sure.
you know, insane. And then by the 17th and 18th centuries, it was full-blown tourist attraction. You know, you go and visit. But this prompted people to walk through and finally be like, okay, this is fucking brutal. And if you guys have listened to Gossip's Bridal, we have a whole episode on a woman named Nellie Bly, who here in the United States, like, infiltrated the asylums, and it's a whole thing. You guys should go.
She blew the cover.
She blew the cover. Anyway, I know I'm getting off topic of straitjackets. It'll make sense in a second. So hospitals used to chain patients up with shackles. They'd chain them to walls. They'd restrain them with iron handcuffs. And we didn't have modern psychiatry. So we didn't have antidepressants, antipsychotics, any type of meds or any type of like trauma-informed therapy to help anybody. It was just all about confinement. Thankfully, there were people who looked at these places like Bedlam and thought like, okay, these places are fucking barbaric. So these were called reformers. And one of the biggest names in the reforming movement was a man named Philippe Pinel. And Pinel, like when you hear stories of him or read about him in textbooks, you'll hear stories of him going into an asylum in Paris where he was like the chief officer and literally ordered chains to be removed from patients.
Wow.
Which is beautiful and wonderful. According to Britannica.com, it says, quote, Pinel did away with such treatments as bleeding, purging, and blistering and favored a therapy that included close and friendly contact with the patient, discussion of personal difficulties, and a program of purposeful activities. So wonderful. Sounds great. Around the same time in England, there was a man named William Tuke, who's also a big name in the reforming
I know that
world.
name. I wonder if I know the name.
Okay.
Maybe just from the researching for Cult Leader, because we've done a ton of asylum episodes. Nothing.
Probably.
I've never talked about. I have no idea what straitjackets.
So William Tuke, he founded something called the Retreat at York. And this too was pretty revolutionary. So instead of treating someone suffering from mental illness like a prisoner, like they had been doing, he believed in a moral treatment. He believed in clean air and routines and structure and kindness and no public humiliation. Like you weren't coming in to view these people. And he also believed in less brutality, but people were still restrained at this time, obviously, not by shackles like bolted to the walls, but something a little quieter, which they called a straight waistcoat, or what we know of now, it's called a straitjacket, but they used to be called straight waistcoats. So like when I was looking through newspaper archives, like I would have to search that instead of straitjacket. But the interesting thing is that straitjackets were seen as humane because it was quieter, gentler, and it didn't break people's skin, which is,
I could market it. I could be like, it's like they're giving themselves a hug.
Oh, I know, but it also killed people. So This is complicated for me because these two men I'm mentioning, there's other people too. There's a woman who was incredible in reforming asylums as well. But these two men, I don't think that they were villains. I just think that they believed that they were improving conditions for the mentally ill. And in so many ways they were, but in so many ways they obviously weren't. So a little bit about the traditional straitjacket from the 19th century, or straight waistcoat. It was usually made out of heavy canvas or duck cloth, and it was tear resistant. It was incredibly durable and basically impossible to rip. The sleeves were extremely long, which I always forget about. Like when you see a straitjacket unraveled, the sleeves
That's
reach
like
your
Ariana
feet.
Grande.
Yeah.
Remember she always used to wear those fucking have those long sleeves.
Yes. God. Your arms would cross tightly across your chest, sometimes super high up so you couldn't even move your shoulders. I've seen people wear them lower too, though. And then the sleeves are wrapped around your back and buckled. And then some versions you'll see have like a crotch strap to prevent the jacket from being pulled up over your head. But doctors at the time were like, hey, this is so great because this will prevent patients from hitting anyone, harming themselves. They also believed that it was very soothing to the patient, like you were saying, like a hug, like it was, therapeutic or like a weighted blanket or something.
Yeah.
But modern research and basic anatomy tells us that immobilizing someone's arms across their chest can fuck with your balance. It can strain your shoulders. It can compress breathing a lot. And it can also be incredibly dangerous because if you were to fall, you can't break your fall. Your face breaks your fall, basically.
Yeah.
And also, if you had to break free in an emergency, if there was a fire, if there was anything, you absolutely could not. So
Tell that to Houdini.
Tell that to Houdini, I know. I don't mention any of like the escape artist stuff in here just because I felt like this was so brutal. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did look into how like an escape straitjacket was constructed, which was pretty interesting. Just like, there were less buckles and that kind of thing to be able to get out of it. But yeah, there are records of patients being in straitjackets for hours, sometimes overnight, and sometimes as just punishment for behavior, which is terrible. Also, another thing that's interesting is that there wasn't like one evil genius that's credited with inventing the straitjacket. There's no like single patent for it from like the 1700s. The early straight waistcoats kind of evolved inside of institutions and as like a tailoring situation. So the reformers wanted chains removed. So then they kind of tried to do the next best thing. So somebody probably like a tailor inside of an institution designed the straitjacket, but no one's like credited with it. And then later in the 1800s and 1900s, inventors actually began patenting and improving like restraint jackets. And I looked on the patent website, I love those. And I found one from like 2008. I'm like, what? Why are we still
active?
I know, still active. So now let's go to the mid 1800s when there's like a big asylum boom. There were places housing hundreds, sometimes thousands of patients at a time. And when institutions became overcrowded, restraining people became like the solution. It was efficient because it required less attendance to help. So they just started restraining everybody. According to the sciencemuseum.org, in 1829, a patient named William Scrivenger at the Lincoln Asylum, which is in England, was found dead after being restrained overnight. And there are quite a few articles like this that you can find in the newspaper archives, and they won't straight out say like, oh, he was in a straight waistcoat, but they'll like allude to it because I don't know if they just didn't want to admit that it was a straitjacket that killed somebody. But at that same asylum, the Lincoln Lunatic Asylum, a reformer named Robert Gardner Hill began what became known as the non-restraint movement, which was pretty wild for that time. Instead of thinking like, oh, patients are dangerous and need to be medically restrained for everyone's safety, he was like, no, we are going to actually staff our hospitals better, and we're going to have better supervision, and we're
every nurse listening right now is probably like, that didn't last.
It's yes. So it is interesting. So the idea was adopted on a more massive scale at the Hanwell Asylum by a man named John Connolly in 1839. And the Hanwell Asylum was huge. It had hundreds of patients. So doing away with straitjackets was seen as dicey, but they did it, and the hospital actually was okay. It was fine. There was no tragedies or anything. And
then they started electrifying them.
Honey, yes. So doctors actually came and like viewed the hospital and studied it because they were like, how on earth you're not using chains or anything and people are doing okay? Huh. And it, like you were saying, like some institutions embraced it. A lot of others were like, no, we're still restraining. We're still doing straitjackets.
Wow.
In many overcrowded institutions, straitjackets and other mechanical restraints continued, and that will have to be a whole nother episode. There are so many fucking wild constraints that I have to get into, but it would take a whole nother episode. But basically, it wasn't a clean break from restraints, but there were people out there really, really trying to reform these types of restraints. And then that continued into the early 1900s, but straitjackets didn't go away, especially in the United States. We loved a restraint. Then in the 20th century, we finally see a little bit of a shift, not better, just different. In like the 30s and 40s, we see something called somatic therapies. So we see lobotomies. We see something I'd like to actually dive into more is like the insulin therapy that they would do.
Yeah.
We see, a lot of antipsychotic drugs and, chemically restraining people instead of physically restraining people. But medicine has obviously come a really long way. I also saw in the 1950s, it was on historyhit.com. I don't know how long they had this straitjacket for. It says on here 1950 to 1955. They had this newer looking straitjacket that was denim. It was really cute.
Love.
Yeah, it was very jailbird.
There's times I belong in one.
Oh, honey, I know. Me too. Me too. But yeah, I'll post a picture of that. It's very cool. And then by the late 20th century, in like the 1960s and 70s, we see deinstitutionalization.
Well,
happening. Like large state hospitals begin closing and they begin downsizing, and the public is finally like, this is, terrible. But investigations into deaths during restraints finally started leading to obviously stricter regulations. But I didn't know this. The straitjacket was used well into the 90s, and it's never, ever been officially outlawed. So
that doesn't surprise me.
It's just kind of like weaned out of popularity, I guess.
Yeah. It's all like, I'm sure they waned in popularity, but also I'm sure a lot of them just went out when they shut down all the fucking actual mental health facilities and just put people out on the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So. It really blew my mind because I never thought about how a straitjacket came to be, but I'm like, oh, this was their solution for less brutality, but it was still awful.
Really, though, that's like so much of humanity in general, though. Like, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we're constantly reinventing the wheel because we constantly are trying to make things better and better and more easy. And I'm sure some of the shit we do now, 100 years from now, they'll be like, that's so barbaric. I can't believe they actually like did this or that,
Totally.
Or drove themselves places. Like, who knows,
I know. Yeah. No, crazy. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's the straitjacket.
Cool. Straight to the point.
Straight to the point, honey.
Well, I love it. And I'm going to get straight to the point with my obituary for the week that I found online. I was just looking at obituaries. And this is from September 14th, 2025. And it says Elizabeth Ann Sheehan, maiden name Newth, formerly Marlowe, 89, most recently living in Waterbury, Connecticut, peacefully passed away September 14th, 2025. Born in Bridgeport to German immigrants, Beth had a conventional childhood, filled with stories of visits to Seaside Park and Beardsley Zoo in Bridgeport, Connecticut. With bobbed blonde hair and blue eyes, Betty looked angelic. Looks can be deceiving. She shared the story of pushing her younger brother out to sea in an inflated tire tube. She said she was happy to be rid of him. When her mother discovered her younger child was missing, Beth was instructed to swim to the tiny bobbing dot on the horizon that was her brother. Fortunately, she was a great swimmer, learning technique from an Olympic-class athlete. During her senior year at Bassick High School, she was in a car accident that left her in a shapeless torso cast for the summer.
Aww.
She was not happy about her flat as a board figure profile. Betty laughed and said she went to the beach anyway in a bathing suit bottom and just the cast on top. I love her. With Alexander Marlowe, her first husband, Beth raised 5 kids in an old farmhouse in Huntington, Connecticut, while negotiating the office side of a small in-home insurance business, often vacuuming while listening for the office phone. Virtually every weekday afternoon, she was doing paperwork in the office with the TV tuned to General Hospital. And during these years, Beth had her bowling friends and her poker gals, along with her card-playing gals. She even saw Elvis in Vegas. She loved reading and gardening and was always trying something new. Scuba diving, photography, sewing, any current crafting trends. Remember macrame plant hangers and clacker things? Most recently was knitting. Though never given credit, one of Beth's pictures was on the cover and end sheets of the 1979 Shelton High yearbook. Beth started a second life with her new husband, Jim, thus the addition of 4 adult stepdaughters. She and Jim were diehard Red Sox fans. Once again, there were bowling buddies and board games. A favorite game was Balderdash. Beth's faux definitions were easy to spot. They always involved a hint of Native American history or lore. The decision to welcome foster children, the kids, was the center of Beth and Jim's life together. Starting with babies with special needs, they branched out to any children in need. Over their long marriage, Beth and Jim took in 40 children, sometimes for a week, sometimes for years, and one forever.
Wow.
The kids went to some of the same places Beth enjoyed as a child. During this time, Beth also ran a sweepstakes newsletter called Sweepers. For a nominal fee, she compiled entry information for various sweepstakes and mailed it to each subscriber. She gained friends from around the country, exchanging stories about her kids. Beth and Jim were passionate advocates for improving the foster care system, attending seminars and hearings regarding the rights of foster children and foster parents. Favorite times were those spent with her family and the kids in a rented house in Pleasure Beach in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Leaving a legacy of love, kindness, generosity, jello molds, and spitzel, you may ask, why did you use such an old picture? Because it was one of the few photos in which she was not surrounded by kids. I guess that sums up her life.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I thought it was sweet.
That's a good little obituary.
What a life.
I love that. What a life is right. Well, I have an obituary that was actually sent into us from a Geoff. And it says, "Hey guys, my name is Morgan and I've become absolutely obsessed with the podcast and I've been a listener for over 2 years now. My grandmother passed away at the beginning of January and initially my mom had written an obituary for her. However, the whole thing was basically 2 sentences that verbatim said that she was a loving wife, mother, and homemaker. When she sent me this to ask my opinion, my heart dropped because she was so much more than that and deserved better. Plus, loving wife is crazy. That man cheated on her. Because I've become so fond of your podcast and listen to obituaries all the time now, I decided I would write a new one, which my mom agreed to. And the only reason I had the confidence to do so was because of you guys, which makes me so happy. Anyway, I've attached a link to her obituary that I wrote. If you'd like to read it on the podcast, that would be very cool, but also do not have to. If you do, you're welcome to use all names. Wishing you, your pets, and partners all the best, Morgan. Thank you, Morgan.
Aww.
All right. I may omit some last names, but this is a great obituary. It is with heavy hearts that we announce the passing of Marie Claire, On the evening of January 8th, 2026, she passed peacefully and painlessly in the comfort of her own home at the age of 92. It is hard to summarize such a long and tremendous lifetime in just a few paragraphs. So here is what she would want you to know about the life she led and the mark she leaves. She was born in Bonnyville, Alberta on July 14th, 1933, to parents Alice and Adelard. She was the eldest of 6 children, Herb, Sue, Lynn, Gary, and Danny. One of her fondest childhood memories was living in the gold mining town of Great Slave Lake in the Northwest Territories, where she and her brothers would play outside the mines. The chemist would often give them bars of solid gold to play with, which they used as roads for their toy cars. What a memory. Her stories were always riveting to hear, whether they were about the bowling alley her parents owned during her teenage years, where she frequently enjoyed her mother's homemade pies, or about how she and her siblings used to take the tar out of batteries and chew it like gum.
Oh my God.
Wild. At 19 years old, she enlisted in the Canadian Air Force and worked as a radar technician, achieving the rank of corporal. This took her to Germany, where she met her husband, Walter Moose McMillan. Together, they had 5 children: Kirk, Tad, Reva, Sean, and Leslie. She later left the military and studied to become a nurse, working in chronic care at St. Vincent Hospital for 24 years until her retirement. Her heart was filled with love and a deep need to care for everything around her. She was a lifelong animal lover and throughout her 70s and 80s rescued and adopted countless senior dogs to give them the best final years she could. She also welcomed stray cats into her home and at one point had 6 in her care. Occasionally, her love of animals went to questionable lengths, such as picking up an injured fisher, the weasel, from the side of the road with her bare hands and transporting it to a wildlife veterinarian in the passenger seat of her car. She was spirited, smart, hardworking, incredibly funny, resilient, loving, and caring, and honestly, one of the most amazing people you could ever hope to meet. And then it goes into predeceased and survived by.
Oh, so sweet.
So sweet. And I just love that because of this show, you were encouraged to write a much more fulfilling obituary.
You painted a beautiful picture, and I'm so sorry for the loss.
I know. She sounded like such a great woman.
Well, it's time to talk about some not so great people, Madison.
Oh, yeah.
Or great, depending on your vibe. We have spun in our coffins.
Oh, we have bitched our obituaries.
It means it's time for some dumb
ass
criminals. Okay. I have a Florida woman. Surprise,
okay.
surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
This just happened. Her name is Quabriche Long, who has been charged with burglary, grand theft, drugs, and firearm possession after stealing her own car from a towing company.
Oh, no.
This is from clickorlando.com. It says, quote, a St. Petersburg woman is facing charges after Orlando police say she tried to steal her own car back from a towing company, as she should.
As she should.
Ended up pepper spraying an employee in the process. Around 4:30 p.m. on Thursday, police arrived at TRL Towing on Ferguson Drive in reference to an in-progress stolen vehicle. According to an arrest affidavit, Quabriche Long, 29, entered the secured lot without permission, attempting to retrieve a Chevrolet Malibu she said was a rental vehicle towed earlier that day. When an employee tried to stop her, she pepper sprayed him. Long was found inside the lot and taken into custody after refusing to comply with officers' commands. The employee told police Long drove the Malibu toward the gate, then used a tow truck to block her exit. She struck the gate multiple times with the vehicle and sprayed the employee in the face, the affidavit states. She was trying to retrieve personal belongings, including $49,000 in cash she claimed was inside the Malibu when it was towed. Officers found oxycodone pills, a 9mm handgun, and the cash in her possession, the affidavit states.
Oh.
She was charged with burglary of a structure with battery, possession of a controlled substance, possession of a firearm during a felony, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and resisting an officer without violence. She was transported to the Orange County Jail without incident. Girl, you're going to serve some time for that one.
She is, but it's the most annoying thing in the world to have your car towed and have to go get it. And you're like, oh, I have to pay you.
Yeah.
You took my car.
Give it back to me. Yeah.
Give it back. God.
Please.
I have a dumb criminal from this week from Florida. This is from firstcoastnews.com. Ormond by the Sea, Florida. A Florida man has been arrested after allegedly destroying a car in an Ormond by the Sea Publix parking lot that he thought belonged to an ex. This sucks, okay? The Volusia County Sheriff's Office announced the arrest of 37-year-old Justin Allen after a deputy confronted him for taking a hammer to an SUV. Body camera video shared by the sheriff's office shows the confrontation. It begins with the deputy, gun drawn, approaching a white SUV as a car alarm blares. The SUV's windows are visibly smashed, and the suspect drops a hammer after the deputy orders him to get out of the car. The suspect told the officer the car was his ex-girlfriend's and that she had stolen items from him. In the video, deputies can be heard saying Allen had been pointing at every white SUV that passed by, believing that it belonged to his ex. All of them have been different makes and models, one deputy said. They then tell each other that they believe he is on drugs. It ended up being, I guess, one of the employees at the Publix.
Oh, God. Imagine you're just fucking trying to work and some crackheads in the parking lot breaking all your windows.
I know. Not a good day for anybody with a white SUV.
Damn.
Scary. Dumbass. There's a ton of
Dumbass.
pictures, too. He fucked that car up.
Fuck.
I
Asshole.
know.
Truly a dumbass.
Truly a dumbass.
Well, Madison, I'm going to go take a nap and I need you to send me sweet, nice messages while
Oh.
I do so. Okay.
Why don't you ask your doppelganger to do that?
Oh, that was him. That wasn't me. All right. Well, that is it for the week. We'll see you next week for some more coffin spinners.
And obituaries.
And dumb
Ass.
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.